Good afternoon and welcome to the Rundown. I'm your host, Captivating Christian, and here are some of your top stories for today, the 17th of November. Hate crimes in the U.S. reached the highest level in more than a decade. Texas A&M student 19 killed while helping a friend push a stalled vehicle. Fixed to vote. Count flipped in North Carolina. The Supreme Court Chief Justice race again. And Perdue declines to participate in the debate with Ossoff ahead of Georgia's Senate runoff. And Betsy DeVos' legacy, transforming how the Education Department treats civil rights. The Education Department has been slow to investigate complaints of discrimination related to COVID-19. The Huffington Post has learned that employees say that it's part of a pattern of disorganization that has been emerged under Trump. And Republicans livid over Trump's plan to reduce troops in Afghanistan. Let's get to the news. Hate crimes in the U.S. rose to the highest level in more than a decade as federal officials also recorded the highest number of hate-motivated killings since the FBI began collecting data back in the early 90s. According to an FBI report released on Monday, there were 51 hate crime murders in 2019, which included 22 people who were killed in a shooting that targeted Mexicans at a Walmart in the border city of El Paso, Texas. The suspect in that August 2019 shooting, which left 24 other people injured, was charged with both state and federal crimes, in which authorities say was an attempt to scare Hispanics into leaving the United States. There were 7,313 hate crimes last year, up from the 7,120 the year before, and approaching the 7,783 in 2008. The FBI annual report defines hate crimes as those motivated by bias based on a person's race, religion, or sexual orientation, among other categories. A student from Texas A&M University-Commerce died after he was involved in an accident while helping someone in need. The school confirmed that Javion Thomas, a 19-year-old electrical engineering major from Dallas, died on Tuesday from injuries that he sustained in a tragic accident, according to the statement from his university. Michael Johnson, the executive director of marketing and communications at the university, told the paper that Thomas was on his way back to campus when he noticed someone on Culver Street in Commerce with a stalled car. He stopped to help the person. At some point after stopping, an accident occurred and Javion was injured. He later passed away from those injuries, Johnson explained to the outlet. He was just a good kid doing something good for someone else. In wake of the tragedy, a GoFundMe page was set up for Thomas's family to assist with funeral expenses. So far, the fundraiser has brought in over $8,000. Texas A&M Commerce also announced that they will be lowering the university's flag at half-staff on Thursday in memory of Thomas, as well as offering counseling services to any students who are in need of them. The state Supreme Court Justice Paul Newsby has pulled ahead of incumbent Chief Justice Cheryl Beasley after officials in eastern North Carolina's Washington County fixed a problem with election results Monday morning. It's the latest shift in the race for Supreme Court Justice, and they could be more. In addition to Washington County's counting mail-in ballots twice, Robeson County forgot to count ballots from an earlier voting site. Newby, a Republican, leads the race by only 231 votes as of 2:45 p.m. on Monday. The North Carolina Republican Party already announced that it will ask for a recount if Newby loses and is within range for a recount. So far, either candidate has pulled far enough away or ahead to be out of that range. Beasley, a Democrat, became Chief Justice back in 2019 after the retirement of her predecessor, Mark Martin, appointed by Governor Roy Cooper. Beasley is the first African American woman to hold that title in North Carolina. She has served on the Supreme Court since her appointment by Governor Bev Perdue back in 2012. Her career began in 1999. She served as a public defender before then. And be sure to join Jay Wilson, Rebel Sun, The Official Campaign, Conscious TV, and Captivating Christian this and every Thursday at 6:45 Central Standard Time, 7:45 Eastern Standard Time for the Gentleman's Panel, where we are not afraid to go there and discuss an array of topics. See you there. Senator David Perdue, Republican out of Georgia, will not participate in a debate with Jon Ossoff, his Democratic challenger, in one of the two Georgia Senate races head-to-head for a runoff in January. The incumbent's campaign says that Perdue campaign informed the Atlanta Press Club, which was set to host a debate early this month, that the senator will not attend, according to CNN. The Democratic challenger took aim at Perdue following the news that he had declined to participate, dubbing him David Empty Podium Perdue. The runoff in Georgia is an extension of the November 3rd general election, where 52% of Georgians voted against Jon Ossoff and his radical agenda. Perdue had a commanding first place win, outpacing Ossoff by over 85,000 votes. Perdue would have been re-elected already. Perdue's campaign manager told CNN in a statement that Perdue led Ossoff by fewer than 100,000 votes following the initial tally in Georgia. Georgia's two Senate seats could decide the balance of power in the Senate, as a 50-50 split would give the deciding vote to incoming Vice President Kamala Harris. The U.S. Department of Education's Office of Civil Rights has spent months failing to make meaningful progress on urgent complaints of educational discrimination related to COVID-19, even as the pandemic continues to turn schools upside down, but put vulnerable students at even more further disadvantages. In September, employees in at least some of the department's regional offices were informed that civil rights complaints specific to COVID-19, which as for children who have not been receiving accommodations for their disabilities during remote learning would require scrutiny from the highest levels of management, a development that would substantially slow the pace by which any of these complaints could be resolved. The Huffington Post has also received an email from regional management to a group of employees telling them that COVID-19 complaints are requiring additional review from the headquarters. Still, the Department of Education has declined that such levels of scrutiny are even taking place. This information is false and represents the point of view of a low-level employee who had not been fully informed and brought up to speed on the clear directive given by the headquarters to move forward on all COVID cases without delay. The Department of Education spokeswoman wrote to the Huffington Post. The Office of Civil Rights is one of the most impactful agencies within the Department of Education, overseeing and enforcing federal education civil rights laws, in addition to putting forth guidance on how schools and universities should handle civil rights law and enacting regulations around these issues, in which thousands of discrimination complaints a year from families and students to resolved by the department's attorneys. Over the past 4 years, under DeVos, its priorities have been transformed according to interviews with 8 current and recently departed Office of Civil Rights officials, attorneys, and several other civil rights advocates who regularly interact with the agency. Hey, this is Captivating Christian here to remind you to tune in to Politics and Wellness every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Politics and Wellness every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Congressional Republicans on Monday slammed President Donald Trump's plan for a swift reduction of U.S. troops' presence in Afghanistan, warning that it would be a gift for American enemies and would undermine progress already made in the region. A rapid withdrawal of the U.S. forces from Afghanistan would now hurt our allies and delight the people who wish to harm us. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said bluntly, "We-elect Joe Biden takes office. Currently, there are 4,500 to 5,000 troops in Afghanistan and around 3,000 in Iraq." Other Republicans agreed with Mitch McConnell on Monday. Republicans expressed widespread fear that lowering the number of troops could allow the Taliban to continue to overthrow elements of the Afghan government. The Kentucky Republicans' remarks came as Politico reported that the White House has instructed the Pentagon to begin planning for a significant drawback of the U.S. troops in Afghanistan and Iraq. A defense official told Politico that under the proposal, just 2,500 American troops would remain in each country by January 15th, just 5 days before And once again, thank you for watching CCN Midday News. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also hit that notification button so you will never miss another news update. Have a great day. Peace.